Hello, beautiful friends and kindred souls. Welcome back to Sage Thyme. If you haven't already, there is a short little video before today's that is, so I'm told, a bit of a prelude to today's message. But since we haven't done today's message yet, let's see what does and does not happen. Okay, interesting. Oh, I'm told to do one more round here. So there we go. I was pulling from the Sacred Earth Oracle. Okay, what are you talking to me about? And then prior to that, okay, so this is how it's going to go. Sorry, they're switching up the format as I'm going. So that's what the pauses are for. The Herbal Astrology, the card that I pulled from there is the Cordyceps Revival card. And apparently now this is our overarching card. And as I pull from the Sacred Earth Oracle, normally the overarching deck, 3 cards came through. Influence, which came out in reverse, and I was really thinking I wanted it to put it upright because I don't read these in reverse. But it wants to stay in reverse for now, so let's see why. And then Stretch came out after that. And Surface. Let's all just be here. So what I immediately thought when I saw the influence in reverse, okay, now I am seeing how it ties in with the book passage message that is being published just before this. Influence being in reverse is talking about how we are, it's not even that we're learning. I'm sure that, I mean, it is a learning process, but we're in a quantum leap period where we were learning and learning and learning how to be in a state of that beingness, as mentioned in the earlier video, versus doingness, and not necessarily seeing the results, but still staying in dedication and in practice as best as we can, which I'm hearing was much better than you thought it was. Staying in that practice and diligence of that beingness and the state of what that beingness is, whether you use affirmations as cues to your body using your verbal, whether you use writing, whether you take walks in nature or do yoga or breath work or all the above and then some, because there's of course a huge litany, but all the things that bring us back into our most aligned, most presently embodied, anchored presence of awareness, that witness self that a lot of us can somatically feel enter our body. And in our harmonics of states of calm and presence, and even just saying those words is calming my nervous system down. So I can feel it's up a bit. I mean, the energies in the aether are a lot, and these are the old programs, and they can even feel and seem and sound like and look like they're evolved and enlightened and all that. But when we feel into the truth of it and allow ourselves to experience the distinction between moving in cadence with external programs, just simply in the air, versus being in our state of embodied presence and the alignment therein, and the harmonics that are in concert with the universal harmonics of love and highest design, divine design. There's a tremendous distinction. And that's when we can start to feel and recognize how the cat, how we can feel and recognize when maybe what's pop culture at the time, and oh, we're so evolved and so woke and so pro matriarch, and the ideas of them in concept are not inaccurate or wrong, but the way they're being applied, you can more and more feel the contradiction of them and the inadequacy of them. Not because the people are inadequate, they're just not there yet. And so, what this message is talking to me about is, and now the idea of other people's influences are not affecting you, other people's energy and consciousness getting wrapped up into collective consciousness of what they think is the next way to be. You're not getting caught up in that. And that is some profound mastery, my friends. Wow. And I can feel this, the chorus of entourage around you and us just saying, yes, this is huge. And yes, you've got a ways to go. And that's the fun of it, because it's getting more fun now. Because of the ability to manage and maintain a sense of that divine, harmonically balanced, peace, flow, embodied state of being. The influence of beingness that you would want others to experience and be choosing from and acting from, because you've done it long enough to know that it's that state that brings the best results, the most sustainable, the most compassionate, and the most wisely discerning. Not this, not that, that's close, but we're going to adjust it. So these are what, is being termed as nuance of beingness. And certainly, yeah, they're the distinctions of a painting on canvas that's just splattered some colors together in big brush, broad stroke, maybe a giant lotus, right? You're like, oh, that's a lotus. But then somebody comes in with a fine tipped paintbrush and distinct colors and creates layers and depth. And the whole thing becomes not only a multi-dimensional lotus, but you can see all these images within the lotus that are subtle and in between the spaces and in the shadow of it and so forth. They give it depth and meaning and wisdom, growth, learning, and change people's lives. And that's what we're doing with our nervous systems, as mentioned in that Flying Lead Change book. That's what we're doing, and how we are, through electromagnetic resonance signature, the signature of our electromagnetic resonance from that place of calm and presence, as well as the detailed depth that is embedded in that resonance from our own personal experience that can counter resonate with another who has had those similar experiences of being stretched in the same kind of ways, being challenged in the same or very close to very similar layers and shapes of challenges and adversities that you have. And that is how your unique power has the most profound, powerful influence. And you have been stretched. But look at you here. there's this sass, this like, yeah, I have, and it wasn't fun, but I got this. And if you push me too hard, and you saying out to the world, to the cosmos itself, to the matrix itself, if you push me too hard, I will pin my ears back and bare my teeth like the horse did in that passage. And this is where that third card comes in. Now, the word is surface, but I'm seeing this more as two components. These two women, pardon me, floating on the surface of these waters. Maybe they're tumultuous, maybe they're gentle, maybe they vary like a river or a creek does in different spots. But they're kicked back. They're balancing their weight distribution and their bodies and their awareness in their bodies so that they can easily float. Now, yes, they're submerged into the waters. The collective consciousness is when we hear ancient passages by in Sanskrit and beyond of the cosmic seas, the cosmic oceans. These are the collective consciousness, is the primordial consciousness of the universe. And here on this planet, and by human perception, much of the waters that we perceive, the consciousness, the collective consciousness, is that of other humans' experience until, of course, we start enhancing and upheaving and activating our memories. Our body's memories and abilities to be able to perceive the consciousness, the waters of the plants and the animals. And then, of course, as that develops and enhances, being able to be an open channel from upper dimensions of consciousness. And this is you doing all that with all the things, the lily pads and the debris and the fish and the flowers, all of it around you. And you're maintaining this sense of both presence and awareness and witness, as well as relaxing into your own presence within and perceiving and integrating and healing, but not letting integrating and hearing, but not letting these other influences of consciousness, whether it's individual, geographic, collective, or programs, or influences from beyond, not letting them drown you because of your presence within your body and attuned to the various influences around you. Wow. Okay, let's take a look at cordyceps from the Herbal Astrology. Jupiter Kitty sitting right here now. I changed the arrangements of the house and she is having just a joy. She loves when the layouts of things provide her new opportunities to jump and leap and adventure, and it changes her world, it changes her universe, it changes her personality, it changes her health, it changes everything. And that might be something that you can consider, doing those little things, whether it be your external environment, moving things around, shuffling things around, maybe letting go of some things, maybe not, cleaning things off in a new way. You know, sometimes spending 2 hours doing detailed cleaning is one of the most meditative practices and opens us up to a whole variety of things. Plus, it's nice aesthetically and it changes the energy of a space. So, yeah. All right. Cordyceps. Boink. Latin name Cordyceps sinensis or Cordyceps militaris are the two subspecies. Keywords: energy, renewal, soaring to new heights, opportunity, activation, and resurrection. And as you can see, the astrological ruler of Cordyceps is Jupiter, who's present. She just squeaked when I said her name. Well, of course. Jupiter. Oh my goodness. She didn't want to be left out. This is one of those like very unedited videos. Jupiter, Pluto, and Mars. Not a girl. Let it be known. All right, my friends. Here's the description. Originally described 2,000 years ago in traditional Chinese medicine and Tibetan medicine as an exotic caterpillar fungus or winter worm. Cordyceps is a parasitic fungus that grows out of the head of mummified caterpillars, insects, oh yeah, and many kinds of larvae. It has been gathered at high altitudes, primarily in Nepal and Tibet. I don't know, I wasn't going to bring this up, but I'm being encouraged to. It reminds me of my daughter and I watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. years ago. It's a Marvel series, and there was an alien species that came to the planet, and basically they gleaned it off of uh, the biology and the characteristics and behavior of a cordyceps, and it was fascinating. Anyways, I think it's to illustrate that anything and everything that we see on this planet is represented in macro and micro levels all over the universe, seen and unseen, right? Oh, okay. So in the subtle realms, there are collective thought forms. You can call it algorithms if you see the world through the matrix perspective. You can call it entities if you see it from maybe the angelic and the demon perspective. You can call it cordyceps aliens if you see it from a sci-fi. It's kind of all the things, yes, and right. So there are things to be aware of that exist in the unseen realm, and it's not because they're so microscopic that you can't see it. Not always. Just like collective consciousness, it's not something we see. It does have a pattern. It's not one that is evidenced by the tools that we have. But many of us who have that heightened perception in various ways can see it. Some people see a thought form, a collective consciousness, like what occurred during the witch trials. Um, some people can see it through their visions, through their sights, clairvoyantly. No, my brain is just going quiet. Other people can feel it clairsentiently through their body. They experience it as a variety and a host of physical experiences. Some people experience it telepathically or through other types of visions and so forth. Some have a variation, right, of all the different things. And I'm being brought to mind I know this is a total tangent, but that's what we do. Um, is it synesthesia? Yeah. I'm being brought to mind the term synesthesia, which is there's still a misconception that it fits only within the paradigms that are described. But there are many ways that synesthesia presents itself within different individuals and many combinations of ways. So I won't even get into that, but just know if you're having your own unique experience, but you know it's real, but you have no reference. Nobody else around you sees it and experiences it quite that way. That does not mean that it's wrong or inaccurate or in any way, nor does it necessarily mean that somebody else's is either. It's always something of yes and oh, how do we reconcile the different perspectives and bring them together into a tapestry that makes sense and fits and works for everybody and also doesn't have to work for everybody and can work individually and be the right thing. So, tangents. All right. So far, there are over 1,000 recognized species of cordyceps, as many as there are different hosts on which it grows. The first peoples to discover the many benefits of cordyceps initially observed animals eating the wild fungus and growing strong in the process. Farmers and herders either dried the fungus to make a tonic tea or cooked it with meat in traditional Tibetan dishes. In TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, it has been used as a heal-all for centuries to treat fatigue, weakness, sickness, low sex drive, kidney conditions, and heart disease. Now, modern Chinese medical hospitals use cultivated forms of Ophiocordyceps sinensis alongside pharmaceuticals as a treatment for cancer and tumors. Monks have long revered cordyceps as a longevity mushroom and utilized it to boost endurance and enhance lung capacity. Thousands of years later, studies now confirm that it indeed slows the effects of aging and stress, helping to keep the body free from disease. Ruled by the wise, stimulating, and expansive powers of Jupiter, cordyceps provide a jovial synergy, a sense of renewal, resilience, and accomplishment. Jupiter's herbs are amplifiers, joyful and mood enhancing herbs that inspire positive feelings. The guidance is it is time to soar to new heights. Energy is available to manifest your greatest dreams. Passion is in alignment with knowledge. That's huge. Energy is in alignment with matter. That's also huge. Like the great eagle, you are blessed with a connection to the divine. You have an innate ability to live in the realm of spirit, yet remain connected and balanced within the realms of earth. From the height of the clouds where the great spirit dwells, the great eagle mirrors your ability to observe with expansive awareness and achieve great sight beyond the mundane. Eagle and cordyceps represent the courage to channel the higher mind, ether, the realm of illumination and higher consciousness. If you have been walking in the shadows, you are being asked to reconnect with the element of ether, the divine, and your higher mind. Heal your broken wings with love and seek a higher ground to observe the greatness of what you're made of. You guys, this is so beautiful. And this is something that you have worked for. You have done the work for. And this is something that is continuing to unfold and unfurl. I'm hearing, I'm being told. And in a way, you get to lean back and float now. You get to continue to utilize all that peace and calm and strength and presence that you've been cultivating, utilizing it now in a way that actually is being channeled and projected and presented to the world around you, changing the waters, the consciousness of your environment in a way that is now so much more clear, evident, and rewarding than it has been in a very long time. And I am so stinking happy for you, for us, for all of us, each one of us. You've done incredible work. I'm so proud of you. Spirit is so proud of you and grateful. And now is the time to be grateful for you from you, to really, as you're floating and enjoying the fruits and rewards of your labor, your arduous journey, you're experiencing those fruits within you in ways that are indescribable, but yet you almost can't help but perhaps describe it. But it's just such a joy to feel and experience. And I'm feeling that with you and of you and myself. So congratulations. Good on you. And I know, I mean, that feels so diluted and derivative of what truly the celebration is of you. And I don't even need to tell you to be sure to spend time to celebrate yourself and what you've accomplished, because this is your life now. Your experience of life is now a celebration of beingness, a beingness that you you freaking worked for, man. I love you. Thank you so much for being here and sharing this space and this moment and this opening of awareness, confirmation, and flow forward. So be blessed, be loved. You are, I am, we are. Ahom.